You know, the simplest thing to say is just that there is no credible evidence whatever for the existence of Nibiru. There are no pictures, there's no tracking, there's no astronomical observations. In fact, the origin of the name is a little weird. Nibiru was a minor god in the Babylonian pantheon, probably associated with Jupiter. There's no record that they ever thought of it as a planet.
Okay, the planet today is a marvelous work of fiction. Oh yes, yes, there is no such thing as planet Nibiru or whatever they say. It's just fiction, and they cite sources that cite NASA sources. They don't cite NASA.
Sometimes we talk about planet X, but that's a strange term too, because astronomers say planet X for an object that has not been found, a possible object, like Pluto. When it was being searched for, it was called planet X. Once it was found, it became Pluto. So there really isn't any evidence here to counter, but I can quite specifically say how we know that Nibiru, or planet X, does not exist and does not threaten the Earth. First, if there were a planet headed into the inner solar system that was going to come close to the Earth in December of 2012, it would already be inside the orbit of Mars. It would be bright, it would be easily visible to the naked eye. If it were up there, you could see it. All of us could see it. And the crazy thing is people who say they are observing it but never tell us where to look so we can verify. Well, it doesn't take an astronomer to say that there's no bright object up there that's appeared in the night sky and is headed for Earth. Second, if Nibiru were real and it were a planet with a substantial mass, then it would already be perturbing the orbits of Mars and the Earth. We would see changes in those orbits due to this rogue object coming into the inner solar system. Astronomers measure the orbit of Earth and Mars precisely and frequently.
On December 21st, 2012, that the center of the galaxy, the sun and the Earth will come into perfect alignment, and the excess gravity will then also tip Earth off its axis and it'll be end of the world as we know it. Turns out, if you go to December 21st and look at the star charts, it's true. The center of the galaxy, the sun and the Earth will come into perfect alignment. It will. It's true. It's true. What the site does not tell you is that happens every year on December 21st.
And there has been no change whatever. Third, and perhaps most telling, if this object had come through the solar system in the past, and you remember the idea is it's on an orbit of 3,600 years. If it had come through in the past, its gravity would have messed up the orbits of the inner planets. The Earth, Venus, Mars, probably would have stripped the moon away completely. Instead, in the inner solar system, we see planets with stable orbits. We see the moon going around the Earth. The very existence of this stability in the inner solar system proves that no rogue planet, no interfering object has come through the inner solar system in at least 1 million years. So it's not real. Nibiru doesn't exist. We can't see it. We can't detect its gravity. And we don't see a signature of its previous passages because there weren't any. Now, some people change the story around and say, well, Nibiru isn't even a planet, it's a brown dwarf with planets going around it or something like that. Everything I've said would be worse with a massive object like a brown dwarf. That would have been tracked by astronomers for a decade or more, and it would already have really affected planetary orbits. So please, get over it. Nibiru isn't real. Planet X isn't real. We don't have to worry about this hoax.
Yes, the invisible planet, Planet X, Planet 9, Hercomulus, Nemesis, whatever you want to call it this week, that's what we're going to talk about because it doesn't exist. But let's talk about it because there's nowhere else in the world does this planet exist except on YouTube, basically. And it only exists because YouTube's policy of allowing this kind of crap. You put whatever you want on YouTube. And you'll see these videos. There's thousands and thousands of videos out there talking about this fake planet that might be out there, or might not be, and isn't. We're going to demonstrate part of the problem with all these so-called fear-mongers, these fear porn out there from these fear-mongers that are doing this for money, or the prophets that tell you it's coming this week because of the Bible says so, or these are prophets for profit, I call them. Well, let me demonstrate something for you. Pictures of Nibiru, they're always hiding right behind the sun somewhere. Oh, you can see it. Just take a camera and hold it a certain way, and you can see it. It's there. You can see it in the video. The key of this now, for those of you who haven't looked, they're all lens flares. Every single one of them are lens flares. Can easily be replicated, and there's other videos. I'm going to link to one below. It's very interesting, showing you how you can prove that it's a lens flare if you're taking the video. But when you take the video and you post it on YouTube, you're not trying to prove that it's a lens flare. You're trying to prove that it's Nibiru. This coming is going to kill us all.